So I'm having a chat with a couple of guys from Stateside. How are you both?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good, man.
Not too bad, not too bad. So we will be playing a new single of yours called Viste Verde. Tell us a little bit about the single, first of all.
Well, it was like I think it was probably the last song that we wrote for the record. Um, it was kind of just like a random jam that our guitar player Alex was working on. He came down, he came out for a few weeks to write before a tour and like yeah, we were just jamming it. It wasn't really it was just kind of like a fun little thing and then we got to really working on it in the studio and it became like probably one of our favorite tracks on the record.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
absolutely. It was 'cause I remember Alex came over and he had like a few ideas and like we weren't really sure where they were gonna go or like what Zach was gonna think of them when we took him in. Um, and then it ended up being like a really dope song that made the record. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, good,
Good
good.
one.
And yeah, as mentioned, that is off your new record, Where You Found Me, which is coming out 6th of June. What can we
Mhm.
expect to hear on the record?
Um, I mean, pretty much I would say like the best version of Stateside. It's everything we've done up to this point, as good as we've ever done it, and kind of expanding on it a little bit. There's a couple tracks that I feel like we kind of pushed ourselves more than ever and like, went in not different directions, but we kind of just pushed ourselves to be as creative as possible.
Nice, nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto this record. What happens to those now?
Oh
Do you
yeah.
consider them again next time round, or are you going to bin them off and start again, do you think?
That's actually a conversation that we've kind of had as to what we're gonna do because we had maybe um like three or four different other song ideas kind of in varying stages of completion that didn't make it. Um but they were more kind of like the pop punk style stuff we've been doing, whereas like the record kind of I felt like we went kind of in more like an emo and rock direction. So it's kind of the question of like, well, once this new batch of songs comes out with the record and it's like we kind of started down this path, does it make sense to kind of still, touch on the other sound? So um I don't know. I mean, I think we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, you can always rework songs. That's the beauty of it though, so we'll see.
Hmm. Yeah, I can well imagine. And with this sound, the emo rock sound as you described, do you think that's the route you kind of want to continue down, or is there still areas you want to try and explore to see if works for you guys?
I mean, there's I would love to keep, you know, doing what we're doing now. Exploring some of like the more emo flavors that we take from I mean like 90s rock and stuff like that. Like we all love like Third Eye Blind. I'd love to write, some songs that are comparable to like really great Third Eye Blind tracks, for example.
Hmm.
Or like taking influence from that, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I mean it's always I feel like it's always just kind of really just what everyone's feeling at the moment. Writing is such like a transient experience. It's like literally what are we all listening to like these past 3 months? Like that's what's in our heads and that's what's going into the music that we're making today. So I think that's what keeps it fresh and fun and you know.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And the sound that you made with this record, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of how it turned out in the studio?
I think
I
it's
think
kind of just how it turned out. Like I didn't really expect a lot of like the slower songs to really make the cut, to be honest. I thought maybe like one or two, maybe on the B side, but it ended up being like quite a few. And I think the record's better for it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the demos we took in, it was like we were kind of expecting, or at least I was expecting, I don't know about you, Eric, but I was kind of expecting like we were gonna keep on the kind of early 2000s pop punk style sounds. Um, but I'm really happy with it. I think the record's, like Eric said, is like the best we've ever done, and I think it's awesome. I'm really glad with what we accomplished.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting us to keep more in a lane, but I'm really happy that we ended up, not putting ourselves in a box and just kind of, like I said, being as creative as possible.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. And I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
I feel like it normally starts with like me and typically I would say it starts with me, Kai, and Ben. Um, Someone brings a riff, someone brings an idea, a vibe, whatever, and we just kind of like build on it together. Um, and then, or sometimes even like Alex, our other guitar player, he lives out of state, so it's like we don't get to write all together all the time, but when we do, it's like one of us will bring a guitar idea. Sometimes Ben will come with a bass idea. Like it really just starts with one idea, and then we build on it all together.
Yes, yeah, nice, nice. And you get the chance to play these tracks live because you're heading out on tour in May and in June, July as well. Bet you can't wait to be doing some shows.
Oh yeah, very excited to be playing new songs.
Yeah, how's the set list coming along? Is it are you ready to go?
Pretty much, yeah. Um, so well, so for the couple shows that we have with Knuckle Puck coming up, we're gonna play a couple new ones, but we're gonna probably keep a lot of the old ones in the set because the record's not out yet.
Hmm.
But in June, when we're out with One Step Closer and Magnitude, it's gonna be like the record's out, so we'll need to kind of figure out what we want to start playing. That I haven't thought about. It's like it's been tough because I want to like play all the new songs, but I feel like we need to keep some old stuff in rotation. But like I don't know, we got to figure out what flows well and what's gonna be cool.
Yeah, because we'll have to cut down like 10 songs on a record plus the rest of our catalog down to like maybe like a 7, 8 song set. And it's like, okay, gotta pick and choose. I mean, obviously it's gonna be like all the singles. Um, and then probably the bigger tracks from, like On Red and since last season that have been kind of like the hits in air quotes. But it's like with the rest of it, it's like, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need to get yourself a longer set by doing your own shows. Is that the plan of something you've got on the list for this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely some stuff to celebrate the record, couple record release shows where we'll probably play the whole thing, which is gonna be crazy to be honest. Like
I
I
don't know
can't
how we're gonna
imagine
do
it.
that.
Yeah, I can't imagine it, but we'll figure it out like we always do. But yeah, definitely a few, I'd say, few plans in the
Hmm.
works.
Nice. And obviously, at the moment, you've only got the US dates booked in. You hoping to come over here, Europe, and elsewhere?
Yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to.
Is it on the works? Is it in the plans, or is it kind of in the background just at the moment?
We'll see. There's a couple things in the works,
Hmm.
but we'll see.
There's
We'll see what happens.
there might be an opportunity to come over later this year, but like we're not sure if
Yeah.
it'll work out with like the current schedule. But we'll
Yeah.
see if it's possible. We'd love to as soon as possible.
Yeah. Is there anywhere you've not been to yet that you want to get to at some point?
I mean, everywhere, dude. We love to, yeah, Europe, UK, Australia, Japan, Southeast Asia. I mean, we want to go everywhere.
Dude, Southeast
Nice.
Asia would be awesome. Like Japan and stuff. I've heard
Mm.
they're like really into like pop punk and like fast hardcore. So I feel like on paper we would do really well in Japan.
I think
And I
so.
know like friends who have been over there have loved the experience. So I'm I'm very excited for any possibility to do that in the future. That'd be really, really cool.
Mm. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Guys, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.